Hey, just doing an unscripted review of Greenlights by Matthew McConaughey. I listened to it in audiobook form. It was a good book in general. If you want to know a little bit more about his biography and his thoughts about life and how he grew up and so on and so forth, I thought it was pretty good. I think audiobook form is probably preferred because a lot of the stuff that he talks through and some of his mannerisms really come to life as he reads through the books. I found that really enjoyable. Maybe I should only make this 2 minutes. Whatever. Unscripted review. Central theme of argument of the book. So the idea of green lights is the idea that when life gives you, a pass, gives you a means to move forward, rather than blocking you with like a red light or so, and he talks and he uses that kind of terminology to move forward. All the kind of bits and pieces, and then he makes these networks of people. He gets to go to Australia at some point after as like an overseas experience when he was young, and all that kind of stuff as well. So green lights are really just, hey, life gives you this opportunity, and he seizes a lot of opportunities when he's young as well. It's good to see that he's making use of that kind of stuff. He's appreciative of the things that he's got as he got older, and that he's become wealthy and famous. The book in general, in terms of like perspectives and beliefs, his belief structure, he's very kind of out there. A little, some of the stuff I disagree with. Some of his reasoning is a little bit. I don't know. I don't think it's complete. He can be a little bit out there. He's used drugs and had those kind of experiences as well. Interesting experiences, fantastic ones that have kind of informed him in terms of getting out there and testing himself and seeing what he can do, which is awesome. But it's some of the conclusions he comes up with can be contradictory at times. Otherwise, in general, I don't know if he had much editing or anything. It's paced very well. The book's paced well, and it reads well. So whoever he had to help him write the book, it's been great. He said he wrote some of the book just by, as he was driving, he would narrate it to himself, because he did a lot of driving, especially later in life, as he was trying to compile his experiences from his diary. And so that was kind of cool to you can hear his voice through it. I mean, literally for the audiobook, of course, but in the way he wrote as well, he has a pretty decent writer's voice. The book's pretty well organised, good pacing, transitions between different parts of his life. I don't think there were any like major things he focused on more or less than others. I think it was pretty well balanced. He talks about the different characters, like his dad and his mum and his family a little bit, and you see a lot of. I think there's some moments where he's quite vulnerable with his experiences as well. So I found that kind of stuff pretty good. I think it's paced quite well. So in terms of like this book in general, I'd give it a thumbs up. I think it's maybe I'd give it if I was going to rate it, in terms of like a 1 to 5 kind of thing, I'd probably give it maybe a 5 in general. If you want to read it, by all means. I don't think you'll come away with anything super major. I think his belief structure is quite, and the things that he thinks of, I think are quite well known. He hasn't hidden that kind of stuff. He's a very open person, as far as I can tell. I haven't seen a lot of interviews from him or anything, but it's not. I don't feel like I was surprised by the experiences that he had and how he narrated through that kind of stuff. So it's a solid 5. It's a decent book. It's that's not saying it was a bad book. I rate pretty heavily. I just wouldn't say, if you want to read it, go by all means. I don't. It's neither here nor there. I don't know if I'd give it a bit of a recommendation, especially the audiobook format. But otherwise, yeah, that's Greenlights by Matthew McConaughey.